Hi, it's Mr. Schneider again. Today is podcast 6 for Unit 2, and we're going to talk about the Electoral College. Not the Electric College. This isn't a college that you can go to or attend or apply to. The Electoral College is how we elect the president. If you look at the screen, you see a map. It's blue and red, and there's some light brown colors there. And you'll notice that there are numbers underneath the abbreviations for the state. For example, if you look over here, Virginia has a 13, Pennsylvania, my favorite state, has 20, Florida down here has 29, Texas 38, California 55, so on and so forth. Those are the number of electoral votes for each state. As I've mentioned, it is a fallacy to say we have a national presidential election. What we really have, is 51, because we're including the District of Columbia over here. We have 51 separate elections for president. There are a total of 538 Electoral College votes, and to be elected president, you have to win 270. So this website we're looking at right now, it's called 270 to win. We'll look at this some more in class. So each state has its own separate election for president. So when we go to vote in November of this year, and they're showing the results, and they have all the this person won this many votes in the country, this person has this many votes. Doesn't matter. You want to win the most Electoral College votes. Okay. The map that I'm showing you here, the states that are in red right now are favoring Romney. The states in blue are the ones that are favoring Obama, and the ones that are the light brown are the undecided ones. Now, does this mean that those states have already voted one way? No. Theoretically, any state can vote for anyone. But a lot of these states tend to follow patterns. Let's look back at the 2008 map, and you'll see that there's a Barack Obama won 365 votes right there, and John McCain won 173 Electoral College votes. You'll notice too that there's a state in purple. That's Maine. I'm sorry, that's Nebraska. And we'll talk about Nebraska and Maine in one moment here. But Barack Obama obviously won the 2008 election. He did not win because he won 69 million popular votes. He won because he won more than 270 Electoral College votes. If you look back at the election of 2000, you'll notice that Al Gore actually won 500,000 more votes. However, George Bush won the Electoral College. This has happened 4 times in our country's history, with 2000 being the most recent. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our PowerPoint for the day. There's another copy of the map. You'll notice too, the number of electors can change for a state. I just told you Pennsylvania has 20 on the current map. They used to have 21. They used to have a lot more than that. Actually, let me go back to, let's go back to let's go back to a really great year, 1972. Not necessarily great because he was elected president, but great because that's when I was born. You'll notice Pennsylvania has 27 Electoral College votes, and California has 45 votes. Let's go back even further. Let's go back to 1940. Pennsylvania has 36, California has 22. The reason the numbers change is that it is based on a state's congressional representation, a large amount of which is tied into the population. Okay? So let's go back to our PowerPoint, and let's view our PowerPoint. Oops. All right. So the people that are the electors, there's a couple different ways they're chosen, but in a lot of states they're chosen by popular vote. People actually vote who they want to be the electors for that state. And they meet in December to actually vote for the president and vice president. Now, it has never happened where the electors had a different president than was elected by the people of this country. They're pretty much tied to having to vote for the same person. I know you're saying here right now, saying, what is he talking about? We'll get more into this when you come into class, I guess Tuesday and Wednesdays when I'll see you again. Most states have a winner-take-all system. So let's look back at our map here. So if I'm in California, I'm running for president, and I win California by one vote, I get all 55 of those Electoral College votes. If I am in Texas and I win Texas by one vote, I get all 38 of those Electoral College votes. If I am in Nebraska or Maine, they split their votes. So in Nebraska, I could win 4 and you could win 1. Maine, we could each win 2. Why are those states like that? I have no idea. But they are. Now, what happens a lot of times because of this is that candidates target densely populated states because they have more Electoral College votes. It doesn't mean they can target, they can ignore smaller states. But the other thing is a lot of states, like California, generally has voted for Democrats ever since Reagan left office. Texas generally has voted for conservatives, so Barack Obama's not going to spend a lot of time in Texas. Mitt Romney's not going to spend a lot of time in California. But there are other states that have a lot of population, like Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, which, while they tend to lean one way, they also have known to vote the other way. So they don't ignore less populated states, but they tend to spend more of their campaigning in states where there's a large number of Electoral College votes. As I said, it's based on congressional representation. So the number of electors for each state state has at least 2, which are the 2 senators, and every state has at least 1 member of the House of Representatives. So every state has at least 3. Now, how many people you have in the House of Representatives is based on your state's population. So that's why California has 55, because California has the largest population of any state in the country. The other states that only have 3, because their populations are so small. So the larger the population, generally the larger number of representatives in the Electoral College. However, it's not based on population. Again, it's based on a state's congressional representation. So if you see a question on a test that says, how do we determine how many, the number of electors for a state, the answer is congressional representation. Hint, hint, hint. Okay, sorry about that. It's some technical difficulties. Something else the Electoral College system does is it favors continues to favor a two-party system because it's very hard for third parties to win in a winner-take-all system. So if I'm a voter and I know that the third party I like never has a chance, is not going to win the state that I live in, then I feel like I'm throwing away my vote. So since third parties have such difficulty, as we talked about, they don't have money, they can't advertise, it's hard for people to get to know their candidates. And since in 49 of the 51 places we vote for, including the District of Columbia, it's a winner-take-all system with Electoral College votes. It continues to favor the Democratic and the Republican parties. All right, that's it for the Electoral College. Again, there's a lot there, and this podcast is almost 9 minutes. We'll talk about it in class. Questions, let me know, email me, whatever. I did this on Friday, so hopefully you had a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.